today's video, I'll share with you the 3 habits that I've developed for years and I won't get rid of them. And hopefully you can benefit from them to have a more simpler lifestyle and definitely more manageable. Hi, if you're new here on Ladies Mental, I'm Nina, and that's exactly things I'm talking about. And hopefully you join me on this journey for a more minimalistic lifestyle and just more peace in general in your life. If that's something you're interested in, subscribe to this channel and let's begin. The first one that I've developed is waking up earlier, and for me the perfect time was 1 hour. As I was already a morning person, sticking to that wasn't a big deal for me anyway. But the reason why I started this is I just didn't have the time for doing things that I actually love, or I had to carve it out in the evening when I was tired. And one of these things was yoga. Might it be just 5-10 minutes, bit stretching, and after that, meditation. That helped me to set up the day correctly, in a good mood and definitely in a slower pace where I could have a thought of what's going on in my feelings and my emotions in general. Might that be from the night or the dreams you had previously, write them down in a journal, or it's just for me a breather where I can drink my coffee or tea in the morning, where there's no rush, no need for communication, just me and myself and silence, so to speak. And even if I had 1 or 2 days and weeks in the beginning where I started these habits, just the shift of not doing them or having less time in the morning as I was sleeping in made such a difference. I got stressed more in the morning, I forgot things to pack, and these are one of the benefits that I will not get rid of. It is just having that calmness that I can start productive in the day, and at least I can step out with the food in the morning, which set me a positive mood. And the second one is meal prep or diet in general. For me, I am not the type of person who likes to stay in the kitchen every night to cook a meal or prep for the next day. So I've developed very quickly meal preps, and especially on the weekends. I made a list of what I want to cook, and according to that, I made my grocery list. If I had to buy a few things during the week, I batched that together. Not only that made it so convenient, I did less binge eat. This is just as convenient and budget friendly as I can think of. When you're going in the grocery stores or in the supermarket for the things you need, you're less tempted to buy extra things. You already decided what you eat. I would even go further in this habit as I was more interested in diet, nutrition, getting to know what is more processed and what has sugar in it. That helped me tremendously to understand what I prioritize in my diet, and also how it can reflect in our body in inflammation. And sugar is one of the things. But even having just that routine of meal prepping can save you time. Having a routine on the weekend or 2 or 3 days in advance, if you're not really the meal prep type and want to eat fresh, I can only recommend you another method, and that is used in the kitchens very often. Is they prep their vegetables or whatsoever already. They cut the things, put them in Tupperware, and they're ready for the meal. So then you just need the ingredients, put them in a pot, fry them, or however you want to do the meal, and that's it. And that can save you also a lot of time if you're more into that. Moving on to the third one is the 1 minute rule. The 1 minute rule has developed for me as I became more minimalistic and interested into that lifestyle of simplicity and clarity around my home. And that could be just coming home, instead of putting your keys on another place or your jacket on a chair, put it there where it should belong, in the hook or in a certain designated place, as I also like to call it, the parking method. The parking method is also one of the favorites that I have. It focuses on giving items and tools a designated place, and there will be stored for the timing when you're not using them. And then you have your items already spread out in their parking spaces, and you know where to look for them and get them also. Anyway, I set a timer and see how I could fit everything in 1 minute. And even if there was a day that I didn't feel it at all and I was just not feeling it to clean, by just setting that 1 minute timer, it made me feel like a game and I have to win it, so to speak. And most of the time it actually happened that I had more energy afterwards, and I set more timers and even added them up to 10 minutes and had a reset of the things that I had to do. It's difficult maybe in the beginning to have these little steps and correct yourself and go back and do it, but I can only recommend you. It make your life so much easier, and as you're developing, it's so good, and it's literally in your mind. You're not functioning without that rule. You will have a tidier home automatically. Things are not getting lost, you know where the things are, and you have a tidy home overall. I would love that you implement them. They're so effective, and as I still do them for years now, I like when habits can develop with you but are still adjustable, but you have that guidelines that you follow it, that you know yourself. I need to wake up a bit earlier to have a good mindset for the day. Having a meal prep makes me feel refreshed, and also time management is a good way for that. And having the 1 minute rule makes my house more tidier. Who doesn't want to have a tidier home? So I'd love to know, have you a habit that you've developed so good and still stick to it for years? I would love to know it in the comments. If you have any other questions for me, please leave a comment. I'm happy to answer them. Hopefully we see us the next week. Thank you so much. Bye.